This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, welcome to another session. As part of this session, I'm going to make you understand what is a data factory, how it is going to be used in Microsoft Azure Data Platform. So let's consider the business scenarios we have in the current business, current business environments. So as of now, we all are having, in the current situation or current generation people, everyone is having smartphones. So everybody can tweet about a product, everybody can comment on a product. Okay, so the data is being generated everywhere, and the size of the data is also being increased. Okay, so if you let's consider we have I'm just considering for an example XYZ commute facilities vendor in India. Just assume he is a leading commute vendor in India. So he is having a mobile app. Using mobile app, if people can book a drive, book a seat from one particular place to another particular place within the city across all the cities in India. Okay, so all the users who are using the mobile app to book the seat. So I mean, out of this, the data, I mean, some sort of data will get generated, right? So this guy is storing all that information in a cloud DB somewhere else. It might be Azure Cloud, Microsoft Azure, AWS Cloud. Just assume it is a Microsoft Azure. Okay, so as the data is generated and it is being stored in Microsoft Azure, in addition to that data, he is also having his partners information, right? Partners information like the driver's information, the support staff information. So all the information he is maintaining in his on-premises environment. So apart from these two data sources, so he has been doing the business, and he'll post some information on social platforms like Facebook and Instagram, Twitter. So some promotions he will be announcing in these platforms. So people, he just want to understand what people are saying about those promotions and all. Okay, so I mean, apart from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, he might just assume he might be creating some YouTube ad videos as well. So how many people are clicking on the ads? So how, I mean, each ad is converting to the customer or not. So he just want to analyze all this data. So if you observe here, we have these, three places where the data is being generated for this particular company. One is mobile app data. It is being stored in a cloud. Partners information in a on-premises environment, and social media data in social media. So once the data is get generated, so that guy may want to use all the data for better understanding of the business. So if they understand the business in a better way, they will be able to operate it in a they'll be able to operate it in a better way so that they can improve their business. Okay, so to operate or to understand the data, so they need some sort of consumption mechanism. The consumption mechanism might be anything like it is a power pivot model, means power pivot or power BI reports, like any data science application or any machine learning application. The consumption is, he can consume the same data in any way. But to consume the data, we have to have all the data in a centralized data store, right? Like you can call it as a centralized database also, centralized database or centralized data warehouse. So we need to move or transform the data from all the sources to a central data warehouse. So that's where this data factory comes in. Okay, so if you look at this slide, so the data is being generated at multiple places as we have discussed. So for this particular vendor, data is being generated at one cloud, the other one is on-premise environment, and the other one is social platform. So to use such data means using in the sense consuming the data via any application, but first of all you have to have all the data in a centralized data warehouse. So once we have the data in that centralized data warehouse, people will start using it for their regular operations. So if you look at this diagram, you see, so as I told you, I considered XYZ Commute Solutions is a leading commute facilities in India. So as I told you, the mobile application data is being stored in cloud and partners information is being stored in on-premises environment. And the other social media information is being stored in social media. So you mean in order to have the same data in a centralized data store, here comes the data factory. So data factory will help you in connecting to the disparate or different data sources, and it can connect and it can collect all the information, and it can pass through and it can store it in any data store. Okay, so usually people will store in a data lake, Azure Data Lake or Azure SQL Data Warehouse. That is a different story. We will talk about them in further videos. But in this video, you just assume Azure Data Factory. We will be using Azure Data Factory for connecting to a different or disparate data sources. Different data sources means the data is being generated everywhere, right? Wherever your data is there, data factory will helps you in connecting to all those places and collect the information. While you pass the information to the data store, if you want you can transform your data also, and you can store it in data store for further consumption. Okay, so to explain about Azure Data Factory in a better way, so it's a Microsoft's cloud-based data integration or data orchestration tool. Okay, so what you will do with the data integration or data orchestration is simply you will be doing data movement from one place to another place, or you will be transforming the data while you move the data from one place to another place. Okay, so Azure Data Factory itself is not a storage component. You are not going to store anything using Azure Data Factory. It's a simple code-free ETLR ELT. I have written incorrect one. ETLR ELT tool to tool to move or transform your data from one place to another place. So what will happen if you don't have Azure Data Factory, and to move your data from all the places to a common storage, what will happen is you may need to write, you end up in writing a lot of customization to connect to all the sources, and pulling the data and storing it in a database. Okay, so it's not going to be easy. Writing a code as well as monitoring the application is also not easy. So data factory has abstracted all the code that is required to connect and collect all the information from the data sources, and it is pulling or collecting all the information and storing it in a centralized database. I hope you understand what is data factory from this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe. Thank you so much.